Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 19th edition of Today in the World of Wrestling. We are here today to talk about NXT from July 27th, 2016. This was, personally, for me, this is probably my favorite episode of NXT of 2016. So not only did we get the best Raw of 2016 this week, we also got the best NXT of 2016. Great week in WWE, I'd say. What do you think, John?
Oh, I'd echo that sentiment wholeheartedly, partner.
All right, so we had a grand total of 5 matches tonight. The first one was Shinsuke Nakamura versus Wesley Blake, and this was about what you expect. Probably a little bit less one-sided than we might have expected because Wesley Blake did get some nice offense in, hit a really nice lariat on Nakamura, but at the end of the day, it went as you expected. Nakamura wins via Kinshasa.
Yeah, glorified squash here.
And of course, after the match, William Regal came out, and apparently, even though Samoa Joe isn't there, Regal announces that Joe will be defending his title against Nakamura at NXT TakeOver back to Brooklyn.
The anticipated main event, and now it's made official, so there you go.
Absolutely. So then we got our second match of the night, Billie Kay with very good kind of a remixed habanera song for her theme song versus Santana Garrett with really remixed Emma theme song with violin instead of electronic sounds. And this was a really fun match. Billie Kay worked heel in this match and did a great job doing so. And she actually won with a big boot.
The freshness of this match was incredibly inviting. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, so then we had a backstage segment with Bayley in William Regal's office, and she asks him for a rematch with Asuka for the Women's Championship at NXT TakeOver back to Brooklyn. Regal says that he thinks it's a great idea and that he's going to ask Asuka if she has any objections, and if she doesn't, we'll get along with the contract signing.
Yeah, so just laying the groundwork for Bayley Asuka 2 for Brooklyn.
Yeah, absolutely. So then we move right into our third match, and this was a little bit more of a squash match. TM61 versus the team of Rob Ryzin, and I believe the other guy's name was Adrian Nails. And this match was really one-sided. TM61 win via Thunder Bay, I believe it was called.
Thunder Valley.
Thunder Valley. I'm thinking of the city in Canada, Thunder Bay, Canada. But no, yeah, TM61 win via Thunder Valley, and not really much else to say here. They had a great performance. And then, of course, they did the Mega Powers Collide handshake at the end.
Yeah, good exhibition here for TM61.
Yeah. So then we got a recap of the No Way Jose Austin Aries feud that we've had so far, and then we went right into another squash match here. No Way Jose pretty much dominating Steve Cutler. We kind of had a moment here where Cutler was getting a little bit too physical for No Way Jose, and Jose kind of snapped, had a flurry of offense, and he won with a full Nelson slam that kind of looked a little bit like $1 Million Dream, but wasn't. But then after the match, Jose cut an excellent promo talking about how he can turn a fiesta into a fight at the drop of a dime. And you went from the greatest man that ever lived to NXT's biggest coward talking to Austin Aries. And he just did a really great job.
Great babyface fire from No Way Jose.
And our final match of the night was Blake, or I've already mentioned Blake earlier against Nakamura. It was Buddy Murphy versus Kota Ibushi in what I think was the match of the night. These guys did a great job. Murphy sold his ass off for Ibushi and bumped his ass off for Ibushi. Ibushi did his thing. Murphy got some great offense in as well. He hit an inverted, basically an exploder suplex, kind of like what Sami Zayn does into the corner, and then a drop kick that kind of shoved Ibushi into the ring post, which was actually really cool. And he followed that up with a roll-up. So some really good, really great spots from both men in this match. And in the end, Ibushi won with his sit-out last ride powerbomb.
Love that powerbomb, and this was such a fun match.
Yeah, so then the next thing that we saw was NXT has a new interviewer, and I'm not sure of her name. We'll have to do some research on that. But she asked Samoa Joe what he thinks about William Regal setting up a match between Joe and Nakamura at Back to Brooklyn. Joe feels very offended, and he says that he has been so disrespected, and he's going to solve this. So he heads out, and we would find out later that he was actually heading to the ring. But before we get to that, I will mention we are getting Bobby Roode next week. What do you think of that, John?
Quite curious about how that's going to turn out.
Absolutely. So now let's close the night out. We had Samoa Joe come out and basically say that he was going to refuse to face Shinsuke Nakamura because he did not see him as a worthy title contender. He didn't have to go through nearly as much as Joe did to get this title opportunity, so he wasn't going to fight him. William Regal comes out and basically just kind of shuts him down. Like, look, man, you fight whoever the hell I tell you to fight, and that's that. And John, what happened with Joe after this?
Well, Joe pretty much conceded to Regal, said, fine, but it's going to be the biggest mistake of your life because I'm more or less going to end Nakamura, maybe even sooner than Brooklyn if I see him.
So then Nakamura comes out and we get a stare down to close the show.
Yeah, I guess Joe really backed up his words there.
Or maybe we're going to resume next week where we left off this week. That would be interesting.
That would be interesting, yeah.
We'll see. That being said, though, ladies and gentlemen, this was a really solid NXT, and we'll have a lot more to say about it up next on TitWoW. Stay tuned.